Kevin Sidebottom here, speaker, author, and trainer, and I go around and teach sales organizations and leadership teams how to grow influence and trust with their customers and their team members to generate higher revenues and more profits. Today, I want to talk to you about budgets and your home budget. That's right. We want to figure out how much money we can spend monthly to afford a house or the house we want. And what we need to do is actually have an overarching budget that has everything included. That's right. It's not just the home budget, but everything budget. Because when we do so, we can actually figure out what we can afford and what we cannot because we're taking everything into account. Most people just focus on a budget going, yeah, I can make a monthly payment. Great. But it actually impacts us, and we find out when we have a car payment, we have all these other things, we actually can't afford anything, and we're house poor. And that's right. I was house poor when I first started out. Had a car payment, had a house payment, had all these kind of payments, and things kept breaking. And I had no money to fix those things. And it almost took me into bankruptcy. What I can tell you is, by taking a course, which I'll talk about in a little bit, will help you greatly become financially wealthy, have a nice house that you like, and have money for your future. So that way you have less stress. Okay? Also share with you when we did our first couple budgets with my wife, how that went. All right, let's jump into it. So we need to have a budget. Well, we need to figure out how much we're taking in, and I typically do monthly. So figure out how much money you're bringing in monthly. If it's weekly, go and add it up times 4. If it's bi-weekly or if it's 2 times a month, figure that out. By doing so, we know how much we have to play with, right? Now we need to actually figure out where we want to go with our money. That's right. Wealthy people make their money work for them. We need to make sure that it's working for us. Where's it going? Well, we need to make sure that we're investing into retirements. We need to make sure that we're successful in wherever our money's going. My money goes so I can create these videos, and we actually have fun going out to restaurants, vacations, all these things. And if you want to do so, don't just sit there and focus on your home budget, but everything budget, okay? So we want to budget everything that we're going to spend money on. So list everything you can think of that you need to put money towards. Clothing, cats, kids, whatever it is, line item it all out. Now, if you're using Excel, that's in every little cell, you're going to put those line items. And there's going to be a lot. You're going to think of stuff. You got mortgage payment, you have insurance, you have taxes, you have clothing, because I'm sure you guys want to walk around with different clothes. You need haircuts. And yes, I still get haircuts, even though it looks like I have hardly any hair. I still need to make it look good while it's still there. We need to be able to eat and sleep indoors, so we got to pay our utilities, right? So we need to make sure we line item everything out and put a dollar value to them. Now, here's a little hack. You can actually go into your bank statements or credit card statements to see where your money's going. They actually do this study for you and help you with this part of the process. I didn't have that when I started, and it's a great tool. And what you're probably going to find out is you're spending too much money in one or two areas, so you'll be able to really come back and understand those and maybe get an even nicer house by doing so. We also need to understand how long we want to pay off the mortgage. 30-year, 15-year. Dave Ramsey will say 15-year. But by figuring this out, we're going to have a happier life, and it's going to be in our whole budget. And it's a $0 budget, so we have $0 at the end of that budget. We've already put some money in for savings, for retirement, for our emergency fund, everything. There's tons of things we need to put money into. Now, I highly recommend you take Financial Peace University. I don't make any money off this. In fact, I've volunteered a few times to lead the class because it's been so helpful. Here's what happens. We go through this class, we learn about budgeting, we learn about paying with cash and why it benefits us, we learn about insurance, how and what kind of investments to do. I mean, there's so much that's rolled up into this class. It is going to benefit you more than the investment of like $100 or $120. and that's for 2 people, so it's actually a good investment. Now, what they found is the people that actually get out of debt and do these processes more successful, their communication goes up. Because here's the deal, still the number one cause of divorce and fights is money-related issues. And when there's pandemics and everything and there's no emergency funds, people get frantic. So we need to do the budget and we'll be successful. Most millionaires, 99% of them, do budgets. There's a reason. It works. Let's do it. Okay? So take the class. Now, let's talk about the first couple times my wife and I did budgets. I literally slipped her a glass of wine and some Kleenex because she would sit there and cry. It was awful for her. It was painstaking because it wasn't as fun. And typically, if there's 2 of you, one person's on board for doing the budget and the other person's not. But we have to have their buy-in for what they want to spend money on so that they have some skin in the game and engagement. And Dave will teach you how to do that. But we literally now go about 5 to 7 minutes to go over each month's budget off of Excel, and we move through it, and we're moving on, and we're happy. Communication's gone up. We don't fight about money. We have all other kind of fights to fight about, right? But we have a better life. Highly recommend you take that course, okay? If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you'd like a copy of my Excel spreadsheet, I'll give it to you. But I highly recommend you take the class and you'll be successful. Now, if this video is helpful, hit like, share, subscribe. Give it to somebody you think it's going to benefit, because that's all I do these videos for, is to help people. See you next time.